Hey everybody, good day here. Steve Przebrowski. Welcome to tip 23 of the 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam series. As a reminder, my website, code3firetraining.com, has a free stuff link with lots of great information on there to help you or anybody else that you are mentoring, working with, or feeling appropriate to share information with to make them better at their current position. So this series is based on the 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam that was recently published by Fire Engineering Books and Videos, available off their website below, as well as my website. 25% off code down there on the bottom left there. If you have any problems when you're trying to enter that, please reach out to me and I'll try to help you out there. But let's jump into tip number 23. This is pretty simple. Stay out of trouble. I know, easier said than done for some, but stay out of trouble. If you've been following this series, you know that I'm very fortunate to have almost 40 fire service leaders of all ranks, fire chiefs down to firefighters, all parts of the country, share their experiences, their words of wisdom. This voice of experience here was from Deputy Chief Billy Goldfeder of the Loveland Sims Fire Department, and also probably more famously known for firefighterclosecalls.com. Every now and then I still get people that go, firefighterclosecalls.com, what's that? It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, if we're not teaching and sharing that website with others, we're failing at our job. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you there. I mean, it should be synonymous with brands of cars or TV channels that are out there, but it's like just the valuable information off there. But Chief Goldfeder was kind enough to give me some of his words of wisdom, which ultimately I think all of you can benefit from related to staying out of trouble. So a day doesn't go by in today's fire service, in today's world, without us. It used to be picking up the paper. Well, trying to find a morning paper is almost darn near impossible since a lot of them are out of business. Plus, a lot of people don't read the old school papers. However, most of us have these devices, whether it's desktops, laptops, phones, smartphones. We have access to a lot of information with social media and the internet. And not a day goes by seeing stories of firefighters getting arrested off duty, on duty, for a variety of things. No, and a lot of people go, oh my God, how could that happen to firefighters? Don't you hire the best of the best? We try to. But guess who we hire? We hire people, and people have challenges, issues, no different from anybody else, especially in the last year or so with the pandemic going on. I see firefighters on a daily basis getting terminated, suspended, demoted, transferred, maybe a formal letter in their file, all considered punitive discipline because of things they did on or off duty. Sex, and it's usually related to sex, cheating, stealing, substance abuse, harassment, bullying, hazing, take your pick. We see those things. We're in the year 2021, and it's like, I'm amazed that stuff is still, well, not amazed it's still happening, sad to say, because I'm not pessimistic, I'm realistic. Again, only because we don't hire pieces of paper, we don't hire resumes, we hire people. So people come with challenges, even after doing background investigations, psychological evaluations. If your department even does those, some departments don't even do psychological evaluations. Some just do backgrounds, and they look at their background packets. Yeah, well, okay. Well, he hasn't used cocaine. Let me see, in about 24 hours. So best of the worst. And before you start laughing at something like that, I don't know about you, but when I was testing to become a firefighter in the early 90s, yeah, I'm that old, there was thousands of people for usually one or two jobs, thousands. Now, in 2021, most departments, I'm finding very few departments are getting tons of applicants. It's usually a lot smaller applicant pool for your positions. Not public safety isn't that exciting for people in today's society as it used to be. I think for a lot of us that got on the job, whether you're career or volunteer, doesn't matter. It's harder and harder for recruitment and retention, not just for volunteers, but even for careers, and even for those people that we have to step up to the plate for career positions. Trying to find the best of the worst sometimes, and even in the volunteer ranks, it's challenging there too. But stay out of trouble if you want to promote and be successful. Now, here's an example of a post that we see almost on a daily basis. Georgia County firefighter fired after racist social media posts were discovered by a woman. Here's his social media posts, based on the recent protests from last summer after George Floyd in Minneapolis was killed by and the trial is going on right now. I mean, it's alive and well in our face. Very political topic, very polarizing topic in so many different ways. Um, and here's what one individual, an ex-firefighter, felt that he was appropriate to post. And this is one of many examples. It's almost a day doesn't go by where you see somebody, not just a firefighter, but I mean, I say firefighter, all the way up to fire chief. I'm seeing fire chiefs, deputy chiefs, assistant chiefs, company officers, all the way down to firefighters getting fired for stuff like this. And it's not just firefighters, it's people in law enforcement, private industry, public governmental elected official positions. We don't get second chances in today's cancel culture. I know you may say, well, it's my personal social media account. And I even have a disclaimer on there. You all seen those disclaimers, Steve Prusbrowski, and I don't put this on mine because I don't think it's worth anything, but the accounts of, I can't remember how it's worded, but you've all seen that wording of the viewpoints and opinions posted here do not reflect my employer or anybody else. They're my own personal opinions. Well, if maybe your employer tells you have to do that, but you know what? How about just not posting anything stupid, unprofessional, inappropriate, or, I mean, unethical, illegal, or whatever else? But then that's easier said than done because I know everyone has a different opinion of what's professional or not professional. To this individual, that might have been professional. But when you start saying, well, I don't list that I'm a firefighter for the Philadelphia Fire Department, I don't list in my social media profile, I just listed as Joe Blow, private citizen. That's not your get out of jail free card, because even if you don't list that you're a firefighter or tie yourself to a firefighter, I bet you if they look through your profile of all the pictures that you've posted or all the posts, they all probably relate to fire, or pretty much most of them do. And even if they don't, look at the friends and your acquaintances, things you follow, they probably tie to the fire service. So when a fire department or a fire chief is made aware, and you may say, well, it's my private time off. I'm not a legal expert. Don't even try to be that. Go check out Kurt Verone. Kurt Verone out of Rhode Island, retired deputy chief. He's an attorney. He's got some great information on this. Trust me, when you do stuff like that, even if it's off duty, even if it's on your private account, this stuff can cost you your job. And before you start saying, well, I'm going to sue my employer, you can sue anybody you want, but I'm not seeing anybody getting their jobs back, especially in public safety, for doing stuff like that. Usually when they're fired. And there's usually, they can complain and whine all they want that, why did I get fired over that? It was my private time off personal social media account. Doesn't matter anymore in today's world, your employer, because chances are someone knows who you are. Trust me, it's hard to leave. It's hard to cover your tracks, so to speak. And again, you don't have to agree with me, but this is today's reality. This is one of many things, and it's staying out of trouble. It's not just social media posts. I mentioned the other things: substance abuse, cheating, stealing, lying, unethical behavior, harassment, bullying, hazing, all those things that are deemed illegal. Yeah, I want you to have a nice, safe, healthy, happy life, career, and ultimately retirement. But again, if you want to get promoted, and I know people say, well, that shouldn't matter about me getting promoted if I do stuff like that. Well, first of all, even if you keep your job, if you post something like that, would you want a leader, let's say a fire chief, let's say this is your fire chief that posts stuff like that? I mean, again, you may feel that it's okay to post stuff like that, but guess what? It's not about us. It's about the public that we're serving. Yeah, it's about the public. When the public sees these things, yeah, a lot of the public probably agree with some of these things, but there's also a lot of the public that does not agree with these things, and they'll be the first to complain. And on Monday morning, when your fire chief gets to the office and he or she has 100 emails and 100 voicemails from pissed off, nasty people that are basically saying that your firefighter, in this case, Bob Costo, posted all this stuff that's inappropriate, tone deaf, just unprofessional, that makes your department look bad. Trust me, your fire chief's not going to call the person back and say, hey, by the way, Bob was off duty when he did that. He doesn't represent the fire department. He has that disclaimer in his social media account. Guess what? The public doesn't care, and your elected officials don't care. And next thing you know, as the chief, you may be out of a job because you're probably an at-will employee that's not represented by the union. So be professional, be respectful. I'm not saying you can't have your own opinion, but as soon as you start posting your opinion, and I know people say, well, if they don't agree with it, they shouldn't even just comment on it. They should just scroll past it or delete me. It don't work that way in today's world. So yeah, the internet, social media, nothing ever goes away. And people, unfortunately, are getting in trouble for it. So stay stay out of trouble. So just want to share this little clip for any of you old enough. And if you've never seen the movie Backdraft, check it out. I mean, it's Hollywood. A lot of it's fake, but it's Hollywood. But still, it's fire service history. But this classic line in here about your career dissipation light is flashing, basically meaning you're about ready to lose your career right in front of you. And this should be front and center the next time you're on the job, off the job, thinking about doing something that could get you in trouble, or maybe somebody else doing something that could get them in trouble, and maybe even you. And you maybe have to be the one that raise your hand and say, Tom, Lisa, don't post that. Don't post that stupid stuff on there. It's going to get you in trouble. Oh, I can do what I want to do. I know you can, but I'm trying to help you out. But this clip is so true to this point.
You see that glow flashing in the corner of your eye? That's your career dissipation light. It just went into high gear.
I'll have my aides look into it as soon as they possibly can. Thank you.
Alderman has no further comment at this time.
If you haven't watched the movie Backdraft, check it out. But basically, you see Billy Baldwin sharing that line about your career dissipation light, and then Robert De Niro sort of chuckling. Robert De Niro is like the fire marshal in that movie who is investigating fires. They had a serial arsonist that was killing people and killing, harming firefighters, and that alderman or city councilman, as most of us know that position, city council person, was basically aware of things, and that was basically him getting called out and basically saying you're going down because of what you did or what you allowed to happen. So stay out of trouble. I know it's easier said than done, but stay out of trouble. Go to the next slide here as we're winding down here. So nobody's telling you what to do or not to do. Hey, life's about choices, but every action on or off duty has consequences and impacts. You may not realize it, but it may. Ultimately, you're going to have to sleep in the bed that you made. I mean, look back right now as I'm taping this. This is April of 2021. About 100 days ago in early January 6, 2021, there was a number of people that stormed the U.S. Capitol. Whatever you want to call it that happened, but they stormed the U.S. Capitol, and there is now hundreds of people that are getting arrested by the FBI for trespassing and causing damage to the U.S. Capitol. And all those people that day on social media, I mean, there was a number of them. If you go back to that incident, there's a lot of people that were posting on their social media accounts, them, smiling in front of, Nancy Pelosi's desk or whatever, or taking a thumbs up picture in front of wherever inside the Capitol building, leaving digital footprints, videos, pictures on their social media accounts of bragging about what they're doing. It's like, what the heck were you thinking or not thinking? And then, of course, once they realize, oh my God, the FBI is going to come after me, I may go to jail over what I did. Social media accounts are getting deleted. Guess what, though? Again, nothing ever gets deleted. Now there's going to pretty much go back to hurt people and harm people because, hey, wasn't this your account that you now deleted? Because now you're trying to cover up things. That doesn't help your case at all. And now all these people are backpedaling, trying to cover for their actions, say, well, I didn't mean to harm my country. I love the USA. Stars and stripes forever. I was just doing whatever. Guess what? Now you got to pay the piper. You made your bed, you got to sleep in it. That's the unfortunate part in today's world. It seems like so many people don't think before they do. Think before you do, because it may cost you a promotion, but more importantly, like in some of these cases, it may cost you not just your promotion, but your career, if not your life. And if you don't believe me, there's firefighters, retired and active duty, just like police officers, retired and active duty, that are those members that are getting arrested. There was a story out of Florida. One of the Florida firefighters was pictured basically smiling, and he's under investigation right now. And I don't know what the status of him is, but his employer in Florida, his fire department, is having to deal with that because of him being one of those members that felt it was okay off duty to storm the Capitol and trespass. Well, that obviously he may be out of a job, not to mention in jail. So again, stay out of trouble, do the right thing. It's easier said than done, but again, stay out of trouble if you want to get promoted. Pretty simple. But as always, thank you for the gift of your time. Please don't hesitate to reach out if I can ever be of assistance. So you know what, until the next episode, be safe and don't do anything that will get you in trouble and that will make you a part of a headline in some capacity. All right. Have a great day, everyone.